share. Welcome to I Look This Down. Star 25. Hello, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about taxes.
Perfect.
Taxes seem like an unnecessary burden on each of us. I get it. You're like, man, all this money taken out of my check, what are they doing with my money? But what if I told you it's really necessary and some of it isn't? Some barely pay taxes, some pay no taxes at all, some pay taxes every time. Some people even avoid taxes, illegally avoid them. In the United States, we go by a system called the tax bracket. Each state has its own tax bracket, or no state tax at all, or no state tax at all, or no state tax at all. For the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on federal taxes. Okay, now let me show you guys. You are taxed by certain thresholds. It's like going through a car wash. When you go through certain stages of the car wash, when you make certain amounts of money, hit a certain amount, different tax bracket percentage. As of the time of this recording, from $0 to $10,275 is taxed at 10%. From $10,276 to $41,775 is taxed at 12%. From $41,776 to $89,075 is taxed at 22%. From $89,076 to $170,050 is taxed at 24%. From $170,051 to $215,950 is taxed at 32%. From $215,951 to $539,900 is taxed at 35%. Finally, from $539,901 or more is taxed at a whopping 37%. Have you noticed this phrase being tossed around in the political sphere? Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. What exactly is the phrase pay your fair share anyway? Just so I'm clear, the word share is in regards to percentage, not dollar amount. But as of late, a lot of politicians are saying this phrase, tax the rich. Don't tell nobody I told you this. This is redistribution of wealth. Because the grassroots population doesn't usually know the loopholes in the tax code, they are already having their wealth redistributed, whatever, you get it. The reason you hear this cry about the rich paying their fair share, and even this is aimed at the middle class, and even the upper middle class, don't be fooled. Let me be blunt. Don't you all know the government wants absolute control? You've heard this saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Not so in America. Not so in America. Not so in America. If we continue to stand on our strong convictions and rights. So ask yourselves, do you really want to be rich? What are they really doing with our tax dollars? You know, I can go on and on, but I'll show you better than I can tell you in these next few examples. So as you can see in this diagram, there's a lady named Carmen. She's single. She earned a salary of $190,000 in 2019. She contributed $9,500 to her employer-sponsored retirement plan. Also donated $15,000 to a local art museum. But look, 18% at the bottom, 18% of her total income was taxed at $34,276. That's a lot of money. Tell me what you could do with that at one time if you had it. Our next example. See this family here? This is what you call, in this example, the head of household taxation. David earned a salary of $65,000 in 2019 and is filing taxes as the head of household because he is unmarried and lives with his 2 young children. He paid $800 of student loan interest. After deducting the interest from his income and taking the standard deduction of $18,350, his taxable income was $45,850. So if you look at the bottom, he owes $1,225 in taxes and only paid 1.9%. It's a lot of benefits, you know what I'm saying, in that example. But as you can see, it's going by percentage. And in this last example, Olivia is single and earns hourly wages. She had earned $40,000 in 2019. She took out a standard deduction of $12,200. So her taxable income is $27,800. If you look at the bottom, 7.9% of her total income was taxed. $3,142. There's so many other examples. If you can look at this chart here. As you can look at this chart here. As you can see, it's a budget plan. But what you don't see is all the garbage wish list that some of these politicians come up with. If you have some time, look at the infrastructure bill that just passed and was passed into law in 2021 by President Joe Biden. The main purpose behind the federal government taxation is to serve our country, not themselves. For example, taxes are supposed to pay for 1. National defense, 2. Infrastructure, 3. Government debt, 4. Veteran benefits, 5. Medicare, 6. Social Security, 7. Education, 8. Other health programs, for example, Medicaid and CHIP, which is child health care, 9. Social safety nets, like for example, Section 8 and food stamps, and 10. Salaries for the government agencies and employees like policemen, firemen, medical professionals, and lawyers to represent those in criminal cases. Congress has the right to taxes according to the 16th Amendment. What does the phrase taxation without representation mean? In layman terms, it means having no voice or say in what taxes are acceptable or unacceptable. The Congress is voted in for the purpose of being called to stand in as representation for the populace of the several states, respectively. Now it seems like you have no power when you get your paycheck. And you are being taxed to death. And even taxed because of your death. What absurdity! I am of the opinion that the representation, especially in a particular party, you know which one it is, doesn't even care for the concerns of its people, but only presumptuously acts on behalf of the people. Remember, the people of the United States of America are the power, if you break it down to the simplest terms. I wonder, did many of those representatives and or senators hold a vote for their constituents, possibly through mail, email, or even online, to see what the constituents wanted, instead of just drafting up a bill that nobody understands but them and their special interest? Lastly, is taxation morally right, and is it biblical? In my opinion, taxation is morally right, because if one wants to live in a society of law and order, then that costs money. People don't like to work or risk their lives for free. If there are no taxes, then there is no military, no firefighters, no police, or medical professionals on a grand scale. Now, is taxation biblical? Now, this isn't my opinion. According to Romans chapter 13, verses 1 through 9, if you check that out on your own, the taxation is approved by God in order to keep evil at bay and keep chaos from ensuing. God is good. So don't be a total enemy to taxes, but taxes that don't make sense to a peaceful, functioning society. Have a blessed day.